Hello, hello everyone. It's Meredith. I am here with our week ahead reading. I am using Sawyer's Path Tarot again. So we are all ready to go. I'm excited to see what's in store for us in the week. And I will try to timestamp these days of the week for you. Someone made that suggestion to me in comments, so thank you for that. All right, let's get going and see what's at the theme of the week. So these will be the energies running through the theme of the week. First, we have the Star. What a nice card. Our star is on the rise. Fulfillment. This is us still in our beautiful manifestation stage, harvest. And I also feel intuitively there's something of emotional recovery on this card. So there may have been experiences in the prior week, in our last week, where we've had some emotional engagements and require a little bit of self-nurturing, self-care. I feel that's here on the Star card. I also feel that it's been, excuse me, really informative to the self. The emotional experiences have been very educational for us, and we've been learning a lot about ourselves. So I feel enlightenment here. I feel emotional recovery, self-nurturing. I feel our star on the rise. I feel us still being in harmony with our harvest of manifestation. Next card is the Ace of Swords. So that's a divine and cosmic gift for us, bringing everlasting strength and brilliant clarity into self-awareness. Beautiful. And then we have, to go along with all that, dynamic movement forward with the Chariot. So this is really excellent. As a theme for the week, we're going to be receiving opportunities, having experiences about how we're going to move forward dynamically with brilliant clarity and everlasting strength with all of this new self-awareness we have. That's awesome stuff. So let's see what the week brings and how it relates to all of this. So we'll start with our Monday. We have two cards, the first one being the 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful. That's the legacy card. It's the inheritance card. It has a lot to do with property, finances, but living the benefits of love. It's a 10, so it's a cycle of completion. It's a fulfillment, and it's kind of, it falls under the umbrella of happily ever after, and I feel that that connects deeply with the Star here. This self-awareness, this brilliant clarity is allowing us to move forward with dynamic energy toward this type of fulfillment, this 10. And I am fond of reminding you all that this isn't just about material or property on that 10. I do feel that it has a lot of connection to our matrix of belief, how we were raised, what we modeled from our peers and our elders, and how we've taken that into the now. And I do see that the Star here, there's enlightenment on this card, and the Star might have us questioning that. So it's a point that I like to bring up with the 10 of Pentacles, that just because you were raised with a belief doesn't mean it needs to stay your belief. So this card invites an opportunity to question everything, but question it with grace, not necessarily rebellion, just grace. And to go with it, we have the Queen of Cups. So this is all about self-mastery. 10s are self-mastery and fulfillment. The Kings and Queens, as I tell you all the time, are about self-mastery. She's the master of the emotional. She is a loyal and dedicated friend. These are energies that she brings to relationships. She's a loyal and dedicated partner, and she's a loyal and dedicated friend. She chooses her friends wisely. She is deeply connected to her heart space and her intuition. She looks into that cup that she holds, and You know, that's her oracle. That's her means of being informed by the all that is. So there's some of that in our Monday. This is a card asking us to allow our inner guidance to bless us in the day. And it comes back to this Ace of Swords and definitely the Chariot and the Star, because as we have greater expanded self-awareness and the brilliant clarity that goes with it, we're able to move forward toward the 10, and we're also allowing ourselves to be guided by our inner wisdom. I mean, that is just grace in action right there. Let's take a look at our Tuesday. Our first card is the Seven of Wands. All the wands are passionate, creative. There's a lot of action and movement in the suit of wands. And in this regard, we have 6 wands out in front and 1 wand being held by this person here. And this card just smacks of defensiveness to me. So as we come into greater self-awareness on the star and our brilliant clarity, we may be able to see where we react with defensiveness and blame to certain situations. And as we come into that awareness, we make adjustments towards self-responsibility. So it smacks of defensiveness, but it also smacks of self-responsibility and choosing not to blame. So something in our Tuesday may engage us in that way. And the opportunity there is to lean into the Ace of Swords, lean into the Star, and this 10 and this Queen, allow ourselves to be guided by our higher wisdom. So let's say someone comes to us in the day and says, I really feel that you always do X, Y, and Z. If you really listen to a statement like that, you're hearing what that person feels from their perspective, but it's delivered in a blame type way. And the tendency on this card might be to passionately defend oneself by throwing back additional blame. Well, okay, I hear you, yet I feel you always do. Instead of answering the perspective of that person and considering if what they're saying is true, the tendency could be to lean into that defensiveness. So take the opportunity on Tuesday, if circumstances appear in the day and that scenario unfolds, take the moment to say, what is my responsibility here, if any? And then either delay responding by letting that person know, I've heard you, I'm going to consider what you've said, and I will get back to you. Let that be. Also, if you're really in this nice flow here with our theme of the week cards, and you're able to answer that in the moment without blame, without defensiveness, by tuning into your clarity and your intuition, your higher wisdom, and you can move that situation forward with grace and in a solution-oriented way, go for it. The next card that comes is the Four of Pentacles. So this is a card of energy slowing down in the day and giving us pause. Some would say the Four of Pentacles is an indicator of us holding on to something too tightly that we really could let go of. So let's take this scenario just a little bit further. Let's say someone comes at you with blame and you decide, I have to consider this and get back to this person. We could engage our own sense of defensiveness and go into the rebellious ego and have an old experience, an old way of processing these dynamics. And if that's the case, fine, but let it run its course. Don't stay there. That's the message I feel on this card. Don't stay there. Don't dig your heels in and get rooted to a story. Let's get to the heart of the matter. And the next card that comes with it is the King of Swords. So here's more brilliant clarity with that King and self-mastery. So if you need to pause, that's one thing. Pause, consider, deliberate with yourself, work it through. and then come back in your self-mastery and revisit the conversation with the person in our hypothetical scenario here and solve it. And just do it in this frequency here at the theme of the week, and it'll set you free. It'll set us all free. Okay, let's go to Wednesday. Our first card is the Hierophant. A deepening commitment, and this is also a very educational card and a card that welcomes reevaluation of our values and beliefs. So we're being revisited on our Wednesday by what's on our... You know what? I have the days wrong. Oh my goodness, I'm really sorry. This is our Sunday. Sunday the 23rd. Okay, so just back it all up a day, folks. Sunday the 23rd. This is Monday the 24th, so our Monday might have this in it. And now we're on our Tuesday with the Hierophant. Oops. Okay, flawed moment. So, yeah, Monday could be a bit of a challenge, and we may need to, work it all through. Lean into what you experience on your Sunday, because that's just gorgeous. Bring that energy forward into your Monday. Apply it to this situation. Remember the theme of the week and trust that you have a ton of great energy to be supported by and tune into if needed. So let's get to our Tuesday now. 23, 24. So Tuesday is the 25th, and we have the Hierophant, and this is educational. This is questioning our values. Definitely coming back to this 10. It's a reevaluation. So on the 10, we are welcoming the opportunity to question what's in our belief system and does it serve us now. And it extends into our Tuesday, which could be very related to what's in our Monday. It's possible that this scenario, however it unfolds for us in our Monday, comes back under our review on Tuesday. So we want to be really connected to the star, and definitely this Ace of Swords, because this is us consulting our higher self wisdom. It's us consulting our intuition, and it's applying it to the now moment so that we stay current and not in an old story or an old set of values and beliefs that don't serve the now. So that's what this card welcomes. The next card, and I don't do reversals very often, so when they come out of the deck upside down, they have a greater importance for me. And we have the Two of Swords in reverse, which is, when it's upright, we are definitely consulting our inner wisdom. This card is shown with a blindfold, usually over somebody's eyes, and then the swords are crossed over the heart. And it's definitely shown that way on this card. It's just that there's not a person there. Usually it's on a person. So it's protecting the heart space. It's sort of shutting out the environmental noise. So the voices of other people, the opinions and thoughts of other people, and going deep within to consult the self, to consult the heart space in sort of a protected way, and then arriving at a decision, which may be what is required when the Hierophant shows up. We want to make sure we're really listening, star, to our inner guidance, Queen of Cups, for sure. However, it's in reverse. So this is a card that says there's been a stalemate and then a decision needed to be made. So if we took the time out to pause to consider what's going on this Seven of Wands, it's in our Tuesday that we've perhaps, let's take this another layer. I know I'm jumping around a bit. However, let's take it another layer. Let's just say this Monday extends into Tuesday and we've spent a good solid 24 hours in contemplation, meditation, and self-consultation, and we have arrived at a decision. So this is why the Two of Swords is in reverse. Decision made. We've evaluated what is true and right for us with the Hierophant, and we have reached a decision. And then there's a third card that comes with it, and that is the Four of Wands, which is beautiful. That to me is a happily ever after right there. We settle this scenario, we settle it, and we settle it well. We come back strong, we come back happy, and we come back at peace on this card. This is the honeymoon card. So it speaks to celebration and joy and happiness, connections, bonds with our family and friends, and so on. So we do come to peace with it, which is great. I like that. Okay. We are on Wednesday now, the 26th. I got it right. Oh, dates and times can be a challenge for me, folks. So it's really kind of comical that I do a week ahead video at all. So Wednesday brings us the Page of Wands. So we have information incoming. Again, here we have fire, we have passion, we have creativity, we have excitement and enthusiasm, with a little bit of inexperience, because the pages are not as experienced as the knights, the kings, and the queens. They're still in a learning phase. So it's kind of interesting the way the week is unfolding right now. So we have this to sort up here, whatever these circumstances are for each of us. And then Wednesday, it's like we're in a whole new place with this page. So we've got a little experience with something new that's in the oncoming for us within the day, but we don't have a whole lot of experience with it. And it feels exciting, it feels passionate, it feels creative, and it feels fun. It feels fun. I like that. Let's see what goes with it. Oh, nice. Look. A little bit of inexperience with a whole lot of experience. We have the Queen of Wands. Oh, she's so good. She's so good. I really like her fire because, you know, there are labels assigned, of course, within the tarot. A lot of tarot readers feel that the Queen of Swords is cold and calculating, and the Queen of Wands is warm and passionate and fiery, right? But no matter what, they all speak to experience and they speak to self-mastery. So we are going to apply our self-mastery to a situation where we don't have a lot of experience, and my feeling is we're going to surprise and delight ourselves with how we undertake what's in front of us. It feels a bit like a surprise on the day, so I don't know how this will develop for each and every one of us. I can't say that I feel exactly a theme there on these cards, only that I feel great enthusiasm, experience leveraged on inexperience, which creates a really unique outcome, because here we have our third card on Wednesday, the Two of Wands, which is stepping through a doorway, crossing a threshold into a whole new realm of experience. And this somehow lights our fire for something new in our world. So fresh perspective on the page, fresh opportunity on the two, with our collective wisdom and intuition on the Queen, and bringing that mastery to whatever situation unfolds on our Wednesday. You're going to have to leave some comments, folks, and let us all know what this is. For some, it could be a new job. It could be a new home. It can also be a shift and a change within relationship for the better, as in it deepens, it grows, it expands. And it feels new, and it feels fresh, creative, and passionate. And you can apply that to any scenario that unfolds for you on your Wednesday. Bookmarking this day, folks. I'm going to look for comments on our channel and see what y'all are up to. So let's move into our Thursday, which is the 27th of September. And our first card is the High Priestess. Can you see her? I hope you can. Yes. Okay. Oh, she is the great oracle. So this is us yet again, coming into our intuition, our our intuitive gifts, and we are tapping them in this day. So on our Thursday, most likely this has something to do with Wednesday. So whatever it is that's unfolding delightfully on Wednesday has us deep in contemplation with our intuitive gifts, and we are listening. Like the dial is turned way, way up, and we're feeling very guided. We're feeling, my guides say, the hand of the divine at work. We're witnessing that within ourselves. It comes back to the theme of the week, and most especially that Ace of Swords, a divine and cosmic gift of brilliant clarity and everlasting strength. And we're feeling it in our intuition. We're feeling deeply guided to take action on something through our intuitive gifts. We're listening. Oh, very interesting. The next card, another major arcana card here, strength. So, divine and cosmic gift of brilliant clarity and everlasting strength, and then deep intuitive guidance on our Thursday. And here again, strength. There's an integration of energy going on from whatever's happening as we turn this corner in the week on Wednesday and have this new experience out in front of us. This card is letting us know that we have the wherewithal to see it through. Like, we are deeply inspired. Inspiration here, inspiration here, inspiration definitely here on the Chariot, the 10, that Queen, the 4 of Wands over here, this King. There's tons of inspiration in this, and it's really lighting our fire, letting us know that we have what it takes to bring to development some sort of new, fresh, raw idea. But as we develop it and it changes and grows, we never lose sight of its raw, passionate beginning over here. We keep that intact as we make it real in our world. So this is interesting too. There's mystery. I don't know what this is going to be for me. I don't know what it's going to be for you. But we are inspired. We are delighted. We are excited to bring something, to make something real and keep its wild spirit intact as we do it. And for some, okay, my guides are talking right now in terms of relationship. There's deep freedom in connection, which sounds a little counterintuitive, but it feels like within the frequency of now and all the messages we've received about beloved relationships, what my guides want to say is that it is so fundamentally important to keep our divine, wild, free spirit intact as we come into connection with our beloveds. And what they're saying is that oftentimes we surrender some of our true nature for what we consider the benefit of being in connection and relationship with others, whether it's family, friends, or beloveds, and even our workmates, our co-workers. And these cards here are saying that as we are coming into this new experience, whether it's in our career or our relationships of all kinds, our raw, passionate spirit must remain intact and be expressed. So some would say, my guides are saying, that many of us view commitment as a compromise to our free-spiritedness. And these cards are challenging that thought and saying, like this sword, bring it clearly. Let your whole self shine. And if you're feeling confined, or if you're feeling as though there are limits on your relationships, this is a time to really express the truth of who you are, because that inspires others and silently encourages them to do the same. And then things get way more interesting, don't they? And then the next card, wow. Okay, this goes for short of beloved relationship because we have the Ace of Cups. And oh, I just love this card. So yet another divine and cosmic gift of love. Now this can be Family, friends, or beloveds. I'm leaning into beloveds right now, and there are those of you who are your boundaries are being challenged. And I had this conversation with someone just recently. Boundaries being challenged. And this ace and that high priestess and the star are asking you, what boundaries? Why are they there? What are they in place for? What are we protecting? Are we dimming our light by not expressing our wild free spirit in all of our relationships? Are we doing that? And if we are doing that, are we then limiting this beautiful flow that's coming off this ace? So this is definitely a question for our inner oracle, and we might want to ask to be shown if we are doing that, and then ask, why are we doing that? What have we not considered? By dimming our light, by remaining free, by remaining limited, unlimited, even in committed relationships, that can only strengthen our bonds. To not be that way could weaken our bonds. So let's examine that. Let's, turn that inside out and right side out and around and upside down, and ask ourselves on our Wednesday, is this the very threshold we're being invited to cross on that Two of Wands? Let's consider that. Leave some comments. Yet again, this is kind of an interesting topic. I would love to hear what you all think about that and how you're processing that. All right, let's move on to our Friday, the 28th. And our first card is the Death card. Boy, this card is showing up an awful lot lately. Simultaneous endings and beginnings. I think this may be my favorite Death card in all my decks of tarot. And I say that because there's this beautiful white rose that speaks to pure raw love and divinity. There's this amazing, you could see it as a sunrise or a sunset. I choose to see it as a sunrise here. And we have this ship sailing toward a new horizon, a new day, a new dawn. Because something that no longer served has been allowed to pass from our lives. And we've been set wild and free by it. So now we're sailing off and going for it. I love that that just sort of picks up where the Thursday experience leaves off. So as we wake up into a new day on Friday, we find ourselves sailing toward the horizon in a whole new experience because we've let something go. Where is it? Four of Pentacles. We let something go. We're not holding on to that. The next card, another major arcana card, we have the Moon. This is perfect. My feeling is the whole week is about brilliant clarity. So we are seeing things we could not see before. The Moon speaks to illusion and secrets and things that we don't necessarily see that are obvious. And the Moon casts a different kind of light, as I tell you all. It's borrowed light of the sun, and it casts interesting shadows and contrasts for us. And try as we might to stare into the shadows, we can't quite see what's there. My feeling, though, is that at the center of this reading and the theme of the week is this Ace of Swords, which is brilliantly lighting up everything we really do need and want to see at this time. So I feel as though whatever we're holding on to over here on the 4 might, even though we're encouraged by this King to let it go through our self-mastery that day, because we're reevaluating and we're settling the unsettled, Queen of Cups, and we have all these new thoughts, ideas, and experiences on offer to us. We're starting to see with clarity what we could not see before, which allows us to let go, which allows the Death card to do its job, to let the old and outgrown just die off. We're letting it go because we've got something really cool on offer here that we are pursuing now with gusto. And this is awesome. I just turned this card over. Honestly, did not know what this card was. Sometimes they turn over while I'm shuffling and I do get to see a peek of what's coming out, but I didn't see this. We have the sun. Look at that. We have the sun and the moon. That is perfect harmony and balance right there. That's divine masculine and feminine. This is harmony within the self. This is doing the work, letting go, saying yes, crossing a new threshold, saying yes again, keeping our wild free spirit intact, expressing that, and this is what it creates. Boom. Friday. I almost don't want to do Saturday. Part of me wants to stop the reading right here because it's that good. You all know that the sun is the most welcome, happiest card of the tarot. It is the zenith of the tarot. It's all good things. It's pure, raw, happy love. It is living the benefits of love, like that 10 over there, but then to the 100th power because it's the sun. And it's abundance, it's joy, it's fertility, creativity, it's passion, it's excitement, enthusiasm, and joy all day long. And I just love, this is 3 major arcana cards on our Friday. Wow. Just wow. I'm taking a moment. Let's have a moment of silence. Yeah. Beautiful. Let's do Saturday. Let's hope Saturday is just as good. Ooh, okay. Well, we're starting off really good with the 6 of Pentacles. This is the spirit of generosity, giving and receiving, being in, having an opportunity to be a benefactor to someone. Something that we have to offer benefits someone else on this day. And as we give, we receive. They are the same energies, front to back. They are the same. So there's generosity, reciprocity here. So I feel this deep inner work come the weekend turns into some sort of sharing and celebration on that 6. And then the card that goes with it is the Fool. This relates yet again to our Thursday, heading off in a new direction, not concerned with the consequences because we're all fired up by what's on the sun in the Ace, this Queen, that Page, this 2, this 4, oh, the Star, the Sword, the Chariot, all of it. Just look at it. It's incredible stuff. I'm so excited for us. Please leave comments. The card that goes with that is the Knight of Cups. Now, I love the Knight of Cups. He's such a romantic. He's so intuitive. And like the Queen, he is holding that cup. He's also offering that cup. He could be delivering that cup. And this is our, we get to decide, is that a cup I want? Which seems like hearing tires screech to a halt in this reading because it feels so different from the energy here. Not to say that this Knight is changing the energy of the reading. It just feels that as we, the Fool, head off toward this direction, we have this Knight here. And, oh, okay, so my guides are now talking to me about this. So in the spirit of generosity and sharing on this 6 of Pentacles, the caution comes from the Knight saying, stay mindful of who you share what with. There are some that might have a bucket of cold water for your really exciting and inspired, free-spirited, wild ideas, right? And we may not be in a mood to hear that. So this falls under the aspect of this Knight where his ability to follow through sometimes comes into question. So in our enthusiasm and excitement, we may find ourselves sharing and potentially oversharing, and we get some feedback that feels like a bucket of cold water. 2 messages on that. If that happens, that's just someone else's opinion. That's a 7 of Wands. We do not have to go to defensiveness on this at all. We need to go right to the Star, the Ace of Swords, and the Chariot. Just, accept it. Accept that someone else has a differing opinion or they can't embrace where you are. It doesn't need to change where you are at all. It doesn't have to have an effect on you, even in the slightest. So just let that be a very mild, subtle caution. Okay, I feel complete with this. I do not feel a need to clarify any of these cards at all. I do feel, though, that we should have an affirmation card for the week. And I will use the Power of Love cards by James Von Prague. What is the highest and greatest affirmation for us this week? I want this one. Ooh, interesting. Forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. Yes, Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. We can do that. That's what that Ten of Pentacles is telling us about. That's what that reversed Two of Swords is telling us about. Definitely. And even the Death card is telling us about that too. Let go. Just let go, because look at all this amazing on offer. Okay, everyone. My love and blessings to you for an amazing week. Leave some comments, like the video, and definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm looking forward to seeing what you all have to say. And enjoy your week. I'll see you in the dailies.